Okay, I want to do a video. Actually, I started doing one yesterday. I really, honestly, have not had time. I've been busy, and it just seems like timing's not working out. I've got the kids. Michelle's been away on vacation to a big tax thing. Well, she's not on vacation. She's on uh, Liberty Tax. The owner of Liberty Tax in the next town took her, paid for everything to go to a big tax deal with Liberty Tax. She's a tax lawyer without a degree. She knows taxes really, really well. She's excellent, and he wanted her to go and paid for everything. And I think he's wanting her to run off one of his offices. He's talked about there's 2 offices and stuff like that. Either way, she's been gone for the week. I, of course, been here with the babies. Ain't that right? This guy's not here at the moment now. But either way, yeah, I haven't gotten much done. A lot going on with us. You know, it's kind of funny. Most people you would think being around people being around each other, we get tired of each other. You know, get bored, get tired, get aggravated, and this and that. And it really doesn't happen. I mean, not in our household because, I don't know, it just doesn't. I mean, a lot of people think we're strange and weird because of the fact that we really don't argue or fight that often. I mean, well, we really don't. I mean, it's just something, it's very rare. Anyway, we've never been away from each other in about, I'm going to say at least 3.5 years. At least 3.5 years now. We've never been away from each other. So it's very, very strange. I mean, everything we do it together. We go together. So it's been kind of a crazy week. You know. Anyway, I want to go ahead and do a spread. Now, what I do is the way I shuffle them. If everybody knows, I take them and I shuffle this way, which I'm going to have to learn to. This deck is very, very stiff, which I like. I mean, it's going to break in for me. Deck's just designed to last. Love this deck. You know, this is the deck that I got that was messed up, and I've still been doing daily readings. And what I'll do is I'm not even shuffling the cards. I'm just taking the cards and I'm mixing them up a little, so maybe the parts aren't sticking out, or you know, certain cards that I've already pulled or something like that will come up every time because of where it's been broken apart before. So anyway, kind of mixing with it. And I'll cut the deck, one here and one here, and then I'm just flipping them over and laying them out. See what's going on. So what I have for today, I have the World card. Makes perfect sense. Today is the last day of the seminar that's going on with Michelle, and it's at an end. It's at a completion. That's what this card's about, and she'll be on her way home, which also I find very much with the World card and the Wheel, making trips and travel and so forth. You know, everything you need to do, you're complete. She's got new information also. So, and Michelle will be studying it. She'll just, that's what she does. I mean, this is a woman who likes to study tax law. That's what she does. It's just one of her passions, something she's done for a long time. So she's really, really good at what she does. Anyway, the seminar with all the people and everything, it's at an end completion today, and she's going to be coming home, which we're really thrilled about. The Simple card. Now, I got this card again. Got this card, I think yesterday or the day before. Day before I got this card also, and this makes the reading. I really didn't act on it. Of course, the reason I think I didn't act for a couple of days ago, I had the final card I had was the Two of Swords. And with the Two of Swords with me, a lot of times that's always procrastination and being not making a move. There was a situation that was going on actually with the deck. So either way, that has a whole different story, different reading. But this guy came up and it was a central card. And the first thing, this came up a little different for me when I first pulled this. And this is one of the reasons I absolutely love this deck. And everybody that's using the deck, if you want to use a more intuitive insight, or add that to your readings. When you sit down and do the reading, really look at your cards. Look at your cards and see what stands out, because that's going to be a very, very important message. And with me, I'm going to try to get it up in there. What stood out the moment this card I pulled the other day was right here. There's a piece on the card, it's right here. And what it brought to mind, the way it looked laying there, was the spider web. The first thing I thought was the spider web making connections. Hold on, I gotta get a baby. Where you going, Bubby? So anyway, the connection was connections with other people. You know, communications, like something that happens along the spider web. You know, well, of course, what happens on one end is going to happen on the other end because of vibration that goes across the threads and stuff on the spider web. So that's what I got. And my whole thing is I was thinking of who this was and so forth, and I thought, okay, there's connections. There's made a connection. There's a communication, and things that are going on. So that was it the other day. Well, today what's standing out, and that's what I'm telling you people, the reason I love this deck is because of all the stuff that's going on. And it's very, very clear. Certain things will stand out within the cards, and it'll remind you of something, it'll make you see something within the card. Or, you know, and 9 times out of 10, if you'll say, especially doing readings, if you you just get the guts and say, you know, normally what I say, hey, does this mean anything to you? To a person, I don't know, it could be anything. I mean, I've had whatever. I mean, this tree over here, for some reason today, may be looking like, I don't know, there's a bear in it or something like that. And you'll find out in a reading, well, somebody went to the zoo and their big attraction was a bear. I mean, whatever. It's just amazing how awesome that is if you'll just come out and say it. And, you know, there's no damage in that. If it's not there, maybe it's something that's going to come up later, or you're just misinterpreting. But the thing is, with me, I ask a person, does this make sense to you? Because this is what's coming up. And it's always amazing to watch it work and how correct it is. But anyway, today what I'm getting with this one, 2 things stood out to me when I looked at the card. And of course, this card is the King of Swords. He's going to be about, first of all, someone who's very honest. Somebody you know, who doesn't mess with the emotion too well. He works on honesty. He works on logic. He works on very intelligent, you know, just towards the air, very intelligent. A lot of times I'll get this with lawyers, or I also get this with police officers and different stuff like that. So lawyers made perfect sense to me because where Michelle's at, she's surrounded by a lot of lawyers and a lot of people like that. And it also deals with the tax industry, which is also going to be the air with this. You know, it can be somebody that does do that and deal with that. But what stood out with me with this guy for today is on his sleeves, the drawings, the little thing that go down his sleeves stood out. Now, I don't know exactly what that is. I'm not sure what it is and what it means to me. And also up here on the corner, this girl looking over his shoulder stood out to me. Now, the only thing I can think of is the sword and the sleeve. Now, I've got carpal tunnel really bad, and it goes from the center up in here in my hand. I can't move my hand too well. I can't play my guitar anymore, which really sucks. But either way, that's been hurt. Damaged pretty bad since last year. It's been hurt for many, many years. And that's the only thing I was thinking I could really think of is when I seen that and this mark going across his forearm was, a lot of times I'll get sword like this right here, which is another story I'll go into in a second, with pain and stuff, and usually sharp pain. Now, this being a king of swords, that, I don't know. I just know that stood out, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to be having some sharp pains dealing with that today. And, you know, of course, this could be a surgeon too, somebody who's a master at what he does and using cutting tools and so forth. So, yeah, in all honesty, I probably do need some kind of surgery or something done with that. There's nothing I guess eventually I will get it taken care of, especially my 2 middle fingers now. Now it's cleared up where my other fingers are, they're more mobile now. It still hurts really bad all the way through the middle of my forearm. But the 2 fingers in the center, especially this one, your ring finger, it gets swollen and it's a mess, whatever. Either way. So that's what I was getting from that right there. Even though it has nothing to do with the meaning or whatever, but at the same time, when you pay attention to those, you get these are intuitive messages. So, and that's what I'm feeling with it. And more than likely, there's going to be an issue. Now, as far as the angel looking over his shoulder here, I got this. Actually, her face, I seen somebody else's face. As I looked at it, it kind of popped in my head as I'm looking at it. So, I think this is going to be somebody. Honestly, I think it's probably going to be Michelle. And the fact that, you know, she's coming home. She's finally going to be home tonight. And it's kind of her like leaning up against me and so forth here. And even though, you know, especially with this guy here, he usually keeps his cool and maintains everything, because these things that she goes to they're very difficult. They stay out till like at least midnight every night. They get up, they take off, they're early in the morning, and like any other convention type deal and whatever, they like to drink a lot. And of course, Michelle's not a drinker, and she did for like first cup a night or so, just basically trying to fit in. I think she told me she had a whiskey sour because we don't drink, and back in the day, that was something that she really liked really well. So either way, you got a lot going on with a situation like that, you know, kind of worried about different little stuff. It could always happen. You're going to have stupid stuff go through your mind sometimes when stuff like that happens. So, but I think this guy also represents, you know, be able to keep your calm, keep your cool, and so forth. And this would be her coming home. I think that just stands out, and that's what the way it hit me with that card. There's so much detail in the card that so many pictures or things can stand out, like the blue on his shoulder just stood out, and I don't know what that is, but something that for some reason I'm thinking it's on his sleeve here and it's standing out, and the first thing that I see is like a plant, like a mushroom. See, and I don't know what that is just yet, but by the end of the day I'll know. And my head's kind of stopped up right now. Anyway, that's what the deal is with that right there. I also have the Ten of Swords. And I actually looked this one up in the book. Where's the book? To see what she had. Because to me, of course, this is something dead, done, over with, endings, especially something that's causing mental torture when this comes up. But I also get a lot. I do have back issues, so very sharp back pain when nerves are pinched and stuff like that. This card will come up for me. Now, I'm really feeling that, especially with the World card, I think the World card is more dealing with a health issue. Everything seems to be together and working pretty well. That doesn't necessarily mean anything with the back pain. But a lot of times I'll get this come up with the back pain. Now, again, with me, this card has always just simply been endings, and it's stopping. There's something that deals with some kind of mental turmoil, things that's pressured you and stressed you out, and so forth. It's over with. It's dead. It's done. This is like the death card. It's time to let go, and it's time to move on. But this is something that goes on an inner level, on more of the your mental state has to change. You went through a situation to where it changed the way you view things, the way you think, and so forth. And old ways of thinking in your life, they have to be let go for you to be able to move on. And another thing that stood out with this card when I first seen it was the very top there. You can see there's a ring. There's a half circle. Well, that half circle is a completion. It's like the light that's showing there. But at the same time, when I look at anything, some type of death or anything like that, there seems to be a hole also. Well, no, seems to be. There is. Because in the card, there's a circle that goes on there. But then it's a hole. And a lot of times, with meditations and stuff like that, when I have really my good meditation stuff, I go through a hole. And I see myself zooming and end up, wherever, and then whatever goes from now. But going through that is like going through a doorway. There's a change in your life. When this happens, it's dead, it's done, it's over with, and You know, you can't change it. It's time to move on. Your life has changed. You're going through from this state to a different mental state. You have moved on and went into basically a different life because you had to let go of all the old way of thinking, the way everything was going. And again, this is endings. Well, this is a good thing. With this one over here, again, this because of the fact it's endings. Now, also, I like to use numbers, and I forgot to do the numbers, but I had the 21 and the 10, which is 31, and 3 plus 1 is 4. So you're going to have to be, this reading is going to deal with stability, feeling security. And with these two cards showing up right here, there's definitely going to be security and stability, especially the World card. I mean, you've got the 4 corners here. You've got the air, you know, water, earth, fire, air, water, earth, fire. But there's a completion. So this is basically getting things set together. More of, I've got sinus issues. I'm sorry. I can't get my head together because of that. But the number 4 is always dealing with me, it seems to be, you know, your structures in your life. You think about the emperor and so forth. And this is being the man, being the father, taking control, or being the one that's in charge and so forth. But again, it's about the structure, the foundation of your life, things being settled. With that number 4 is always going to be that there's a settled condition there. You have, I always think, and I was taught back when I was learning astrology years ago, to think of it basically like a table with 4 legs. Without one leg, it's going to fall over, and with an extra leg, it's kind of, you know, out of place. But it's that first moment of reaching stability. And I got a little baby who done put himself in the corner and he's stuck. You gotta be under Dad, don't you, Bubs? You gotta be under Dad. Get that, I wanna know what's going on. And them love the cards. See, they're pretty, they're shiny. I'm gonna touch them, I wanna bite them. I want to touch them and bite them, Dad. So anyway, as I was saying, the number 4 is about stability. You know, the stability. Oh, you almost got the card, didn't you? That makes you happy, don't it? So that's all about stability, security. It's always a good moment. Now, I think the 4 of Wands is popping in my mind, and this is a good card. This is about a stability. This is about home also. So the trip and coming home with the number 4, it all ties in perfectly. And feeling homeward, safe, secure. And I was saying the 4 of Wands popped in mind. The 4 of Wands is a very positive card, positive energy. You know, it's about the hard work and everything you've put forth, and you finally get to take a moment and enjoy it. Relax, rest, celebrate, and enjoy that. So that's going to be what's connected with the reading for today. And I'm going to go ahead and stop this because it's not going smooth. I can't really think. My head's kind of messed up right now. And I got to watch. But either way, that's just want to do one of the readings, or how I've been doing readings with this deck. With the missing cards in it, I may get my new deck today. Very, very possible. Eric Dune had sent it out Thursday. He sent me a message saying he sent it out, done a fantastic job. I mean, he was on it. The moment the message got to him, he took care of it. I, of course, immediately contacted, let's call him LS, Scarabeo, or Scarbio, whatever you want to call. But they handled their side very, very well. They were immediately like, look, you know, we can't replace the card. We'll send you a new deck. It's taken care of. And then Eric stepped up and said, hey, I'll send you a deck. So, you know, they were all over it. And Eric had taken care of it first. You know, honestly, I have to say he chose the right people to do these cards. They've always made beautiful cards. I don't understand with some of these companies that make the cards how they pixelate them and really mess them up and stuff. But Lo Scarbio has always made beautiful cards. I got some decks from them that so perfectly clear. Not only that, they're handling issues and problems. This is a gilded tarot. This is, you've got that, which makes it looks beautiful. It looks like a brick of gold when you're holding it in hand. It is a brick of gold. You know, this is your gold right here if you learn how to use it. But everything is beautiful. I mean, the cards are more beautiful in your hand up close than they are what you've seen online. And they've done a fantastic job. And like I said, there's always going to be issues. They always have issues, of course, with the first printing. And the card that's got these edges on it, there's always going to be a problem. Because the way it's done, there's nothing they can do about it. It's not anything. It's like, with me, and when I was upset, I'm not upset at any one person. It's just the fact that basically when it happened, it's like who's going to take care of this and who's going to handle this and how well is it going to be handled. It was handled fantastic. It was so. I mean, I highly recommend. If you want to order this deck and you're kind of worried, well, maybe I have an issue or whatever. If there is an issue, it's going to be taken care of quickly. It's going to be taken care of. You'll have your deck. Actually, I seen somebody else who had just had had an issue with one of the cards in their deck, and it's going to happen, people. I mean, it's going to happen. It's normal. So anyway, they had an issue with one of their cards, and Lo Scarbio had set them up. They're sending their deck out the next day, overnight. So you can't beat that. If you got a screwed up deck, there's an issue, the problem, it's not wonderful. Where are you going? Where are you going? From what I've seen, I don't know if they're doing it for everybody. I just know that they were telling us this particular person that they're going to take care of these, and they're going to take care of them with overnight shipping to make sure it's right. Yeah, babies, you sneeze over there. Don't sneeze on that card. And you think it's funny. Okay, anyway, that's going to be a little video. I don't even know if I'll post this, because I'll have to read over it. And thanks for anybody who did watch it. I'm going to get out of here, and everybody have a great day.